All right, so we're here with the famous dialed motion with the new, what exactly, do you have an official name for this?
We've been calling it a leg developer, but it might do some creature curls and other things as well.
I saw that reel.
That's still in development, yep.
Nice. So this is a super clever design. It folds up, very compact, hangs on the side of the rack, drops in here with this keyhole design, and you have some sort of a like 1 to 2 pulley inside of there, right? To double.
Yeah. So we wanted to make it super compact. So in order to have it super compact, we needed a smaller cam on it, and having a smaller cam means the feel weight's less. So to get around that, there's a 1 to 2 ratio that's happening inside of this tube here.
Okay.
So it's all hidden.
I don't know if you remember, I'm the guy that was like posting comments about that when you first posted this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you sure that?
Yeah.
Because I have a right now I have a Titan plate loaded,
Yep.
but I hook it up to my cable tower.
Okay.
And it feels really good, but it takes up a bunch of space.
Yep.
And if this could do the same thing and be this small, it would be a great trade for me to save that space and use it.
Yeah.
So, can I try it out?
Yeah.
Let's see.
So normally, to get into it, we kind of put it up, and then you can just, yeah. And then we use this as a handle to move it up and down, and then this is the one that releases this. If you're not holding it, then it can, fall down.
Okay.
And then this you can adjust to whatever. Yep.
Okay, so I can just adjust that to get it right on my ankles there.
Yep,
Perfect.
and then if you want more stretch, you can just pull that down. So if you, push it there. Yep.
All right.
Is it better the other way?
So, with that pulley inside of there, is that giving approximately 1-to-1 ratio then, or?
It makes it so, well, it's also, the cam is also biased to the stretch position.
Yeah. At
the stretch position, I think it equals about a 14-inch lever arm. So that would be 1-to-1 if you were like about where you are. So it's pretty close to a 1-to-1. There's a few things that change, and then at the top, it's definitely higher volume. A lot lighter.
So, because I'm wondering, because on my, like I said, I have that Titan one, and I have a cable. I have like a bells of steel tower right across from it.
Yep.
So the cable comes across. There's like a pulley right here.
Yep.
And then I have it set up so it's like super lengthened bias. It's like a 90 degree to the lever right at the bottom.
Yeah.
And but with that, like I do the full stack with that. Yeah. For like a set of 14.
Okay.
So that's where I'm like wondering.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, how does that work out? Is it gonna be the same, or am I gonna have to like add a bunch of weight with a gym pin or something like that?
Yeah. Is your stack? Is it a 2-to-1 ratio? Or?
It's so it's a dual cable, but I link them together, so it's 1-to-1.
Okay. Do you know how big the stack is?
210.
Okay. Yeah. That should be pretty heavy with this.
Do you how much is on there right now? Because those are bumpers, right?
I think there is about 70.
70?
Yeah.
Let me place you up.
You want some more weight?
Could I?
Yeah.
Just show over here what we got going on.
We might
adding some weight here.
Back, I know it.
Okay. It's possible because this floor is pretty slippery, so we have a rubber foot here, but it sticks a lot better on like stall mats. So we'll see with the weight, but it's possible the bench might shift a little bit.
You can also lay down the back if you put plates on it. If you're
okay.
Okay, everybody. I just wanted to provide a little extra context here because, as you're about to see, we had some issues when I tried to demo the developer with a heavier weight, and that was, as you heard, due to the extremely slick floor in the convention center. It was very slippery, There's another booth that had a torque tank, and I tried to push it, and I couldn't even push the thing because my feet were just sliding on the floor.
So, it's
Yeah,
full
so
of
we're gonna need a way down. I can
right.
sit on it.
Let's see. Oh, I gotta get. There you go. What? Cool. What's up? Am I doing something wrong? I'm trying to get it to start at the... I guess it's not locking for some reason.
Yeah, that's as far as you can go.
Well, there's no tension. Something must not be locked. Is the retractor loose or something? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. All right. Huh. So, it seemed like it was, like it was coming forward through this. Like at the end of the set, it wasn't catching as far back.
Okay, the bench was shifting a little bit. So
Okay.
every time it shifts,
Yeah,
it
maybe that's
shortens this cable, which means that it wouldn't be engaged as far back.
okay. That's probably what's happening.
So I zoomed in on this and sped it up, just so you can see how not only was the bench itself sliding the entire time, but the rack was also sliding around on the slippery floor. So, you know, again, not really representative of real world use case.
Yeah, like you said, if it was on the stall mats with the rubber foot.
Yeah, so when I've like tried to max it out at home, if I just put a few 45 plates on the back and then we have the stall mats in it, it's been pretty stable.
Cool. So how much is that? That was
45, 90. I think that's about 110.
huh. Interesting.
115.
It must. I wonder if it's a longer lever than my machine. It definitely felt harder than I expected it to with the 110. Interesting. So you said that this cam is set up to be more length biased, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So leg curls, you just put it up and then adjust this however, usually it's like about one shorter. And then,
Is there a roller?
so this goes on and holds your legs down. So it's got a ratchet here.
Okay. Okay, try the curls?
Yeah. So with this one especially, just make sure the fingers are out of this area when it's moving. And this one's also more important, like where your knees are lining up with the pivot. If you feel this like kind of trying to move on your leg, then you just need to either shift forward or back.
Gotcha.
So you put that down and then you pull this and it will just engage. So now you can just push it down more if you want. Yeah.
There you go.
Might be.
Need an assist again.
You want, I don't know how
Oh
heavy.
no, the bench is sliding.
Okay. Do you want, how does that feel weight-wise?
What? Yeah, that's light. My hamstrings are going to be dead in 2 days. It's like 33.
Yeah.
You're like, well, bench will slide. All right. Calling it at 50.
How do you solve that? It's definitely something to account for.
Yeah.
You guys have been excited to see what you guys do.
Thanks.
Should have left those plates on. All right, well, thanks for showing me around. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, so I just tried the dialed motion leg developer. One thing is that the bench started sliding. And I guess I only had 110 pounds on it. But this floor is really slick. And he said there's gonna be a rubber foot on the bottom of it. So when it's on stall mats, it shouldn't move like that. And I did notice that it was kind of the cable was like going slack a little bit as I was going through the set. But I think that's because it was like starting to slide.
Okay, so I went back and looked at the video, did a frame-by-frame analysis, literally, actually. And looking back at the video, it was definitely the bench sliding on the floor and the rack sliding towards the bench at the same time that was causing the problems. I wouldn't judge the attachment quality or design based on that at all. It's just keep in mind that you're gonna have to make sure everything stays stationary and doesn't slide. I think for most people, the rubber foot, especially if you have it on stall mats, is probably going to be good enough. If you're very strong, you may have to go to greater lengths. They mentioned putting plates on the bench to weigh it down. If it was me, what I would do if I was having that issue is I would literally just cut a 2x4 that was a comfortable length to keep the bench away from the rack and just put it on the floor and wedge it in between the front foot of the attachment and the rack so that it couldn't slide forward. And that would take care of any issues. But again, I don't think most people will have to even worry about that as long as they don't have it on an extremely slippery floor.
I was surprised at how many reps I was able to get or not able to get with only, I guess, 110 pounds. Because at home with the Bells of Steel tower, I have it hooked up to my Titan machine. And, you know, I do like sets of 14 with the full stack, 210. Both cables linked, so it's 1-to-1 ratio. And on this with a 1-to-1 ratio, I only got like 14 reps with 110. So I guess either the fully inside that's doubling the weight is actually giving you a better than 1-to-1 ratio overall, or the lever, like the length of the lever from my ankles to my knee is just longer on this machine, one or the other.
The actual rep count total was more like 22, but that included around 40 seconds of like fumbling with the thing and trying to figure out what was going on and reset the cable and stuff because it had been shortening. So if you take that into account, I still think this attachment seems to have a heavier felt weight than my current Titan plate loaded machine hooked up to the cable tower, even though in both cases the cable that's being pulled on is a 1-to-1 ratio.
And then for leg curls, he took some plates off at the beginning, but I think he was just misunderstanding what was happening. That kind of sucked because I ended up doing a set of 50.
I don't know if you saw, we have a...
Yeah. Is it okay if I take it over there?
Sure.
And okay, cool.
Yeah. So you'll just want to make sure this little thing, you unlock it to get it out. You like go down to the side, and then once you put it in there, you just make sure it's locked in. And then you pull up and then out.
So does the bench need to be raised up like this to take it off?
Yeah, it's easier because you want to get the weight off at the bottom of this system. So we lift it up so that it's not resting on it. It's just easier to take on and put on.
Okay. I'm curious because I have a pop pin, like a. It doesn't have a ladder like this.
Oh, interesting.
So like I'd probably have to like lift it like this.
Yeah, usually people like grab it and like pull it up to kind of lower it and raise it.
What's the issue? Like if you leave it like this.
So if you unlock it,
Oh, okay.
When you're, yeah, it'll just.
Oh, I see. Because of this. Okay, so I'd have to pull that pin, and then. Oh yeah, so that's not too bad. So to take this off, you get it folded up in this position here, and then flip this little lever, and then it just pops right off. There's a keyhole slot. I'll get a close up of that after. But then over here, it just hangs right on that bracket, which is super easy. So you'd lock that, and then you wanna drop it down, and then you're pretty much ready to go again, right? Just pull the cable and attach it?
Yep. So, yeah, you can unlock it. Oh, sorry. Unlock it, and then you can pull it.
Okay.
Yep. And then you lock it back when you're ready to exercise.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, so this is the dialed motion leg developer, but with the very early version preacher curl setup. We got this pad here, and this is right now just the bar just with the leg rollers taken off, but there's going to be, I'm told, like a dedicated attachment for this, for doing curls eventually. But this is pretty slick. Let's see. I put this lower. Oh yeah. You really grind through that at the top. That's. I know you said that it's not quite dialed in with the for that exercise, but I thought it felt pretty good the way it is actually. But very cool. Thank you for letting me try that out. That's awesome. Yeah, I might have to. I might be on the pre-order.
End of the year.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, so to wrap this up, my overall impressions of the dialed motion leg developer are extremely positive. Yeah, there were some issues with the bench sliding, but again, for the majority of people in actual home gyms, I don't think it will be a problem, and there are some pretty easy workarounds for those who do run into that issue. As for the actual feel of the exercises, I thought they were great, and I'm really glad they chose to design a lengthened bias cam to load the movements most heavily in the stretch position. The roller has a ton of adjustability, and I was able to get it right where I wanted on my ankles, and it also felt comfortable. As far as range of motion, it was pretty good on leg extensions. I would have liked to have a little more stretch at the bottom, but I talked to them later and they showed me how there was an issue with the bench they were using because it had a wide plate sticking out of the back for vertical storage, and the roller was bumping into that. So on a bench without that foot, like the Rep AB 5000, the zero gap bench, which is what I have, the old one, or the newer Blackwing, the Nighthawk, etc., any of those benches, you should be able to get the range of motion to start several inches farther back. So that's good news. For seated leg curls, I know some people weren't happy with the more limited range of motion and the contraction. But I'm not too concerned about that. It's probably not that important, in my opinion, to get the muscle fully shortened on a seated leg curl, which is more of a stretch-focused movement anyway. If you want to focus on the shortened range, then you could just do lying leg curls, which this unit is also capable of, although I did not test them myself. On top of all that, the thing that really stands out with all of Dialed Motion's products is the innovative design and the attention to detail, especially when it comes to practicality and ease of use. The attachment only weighs 35 pounds, and it's relatively compact when folded up for storage. The attachment mechanism is simple, and it's quick and easy to set up and switch between exercises. Even the handles just easily adjust and rotate into different positions to suit whatever your preference is, or just to get out of the way for storage. Of course, it's still a prototype, and there's a few things that still need to be ironed out. The preacher curl setup isn't quite there yet. As of now, they just have the additional elbow pad,
and we were just taking off the leg roller pads and using that piece as the curl bar. But they're working on an actual curl attachment that will easily swap out and be more ergonomic, similar to what you'd find on a preacher curl machine in a commercial gym. Personally, I would also love to see some sort of mounting point where you could connect your own cable attachment as well as an option, since we all have, various attachments that we like and prefer to use. It would be great to be able to use those same attachments on this machine. So having used several other bench attached leg developers in the past, including the Iron Master, the PowerTech, and then also I even tried the new Rep Fitness prototype, which was also at Home Gym Con, I think that this one is clearly by far the best bench attached leg developer that has ever been made. Beyond that, I would also say that it's better than most of the standalone leg extension leg curl machines that I tried at the convention, many of which suffer from poor resistance profiles, a low level of felt resistance, lack of adjustability, difficulty getting in and out, or all of the above. Now, Dialed Motion says they're aiming for pre-orders to open at the end of the year, and the rough estimates they gave for price were around $700 to $800 for just the base unit. Now, I'm pretty sure I heard both of those numbers at various points from different people, so I don't know exactly which one is more accurate there. But that would be just for the base unit, which is what you need to do leg extensions and lying leg curls. And if you wanted to do seated leg curls and preacher curls, you would need those additional attachments. And they said total with all the extra attachments, it would be around $1,000. So for myself, having a dedicated leg machine that I'm overall very happy with, a bench attachment has to be outstanding for me to consider getting it as a replacement, especially when it's going to cost twice as much as the bench that I'm mounting it on. The real benefit in my case would be freeing up the space that the dedicated machine takes up, while still being able to do those movements without compromise. This is the only attachment that has come close to tempting me, and the only reservation I have is that my testing wasn't perfect due to the issues of sliding on the floor and the fact that they didn't really have that many plates at their booth, so I wasn't able to go even heavier testing it, which I would have liked to do. But if those doubts, which are relatively small, can be put to rest by the time the pre-order opens up, then there's a pretty high likelihood that I will be getting one.